Won't stop till I find you.
And you're listening to Flashpoint Radio. Rise and shine. Your morning boost of inspiration, news, and fun. With Mikey G, Lady Elise, and Coralie Karen. The unmistakable combination, synergized to navigate.
It's like we're running in circles, going around every day, getting stuck in the hurdles of yesterday. Don't you wanna go further, away from the fray? Let's not get stuck in our worries, we'll make our own way. Won't you come outside where the sunflowers bloom? Breathe in the air, look up to the moon. I'll meet you outside, away from the crowd. Just you and me together, we'll all seem better outside. Just us
It
in the
will
sky.
all seem better outside, It's a beautiful morning. It is terrific Thursday. It is tenacious Thursday. What tea is it for you? It is a beautiful birthday for someone near and dear to me. And certainly it is a wonderful day. If you woke up and you got up on the left side, or the right side, or the bottom of the bed, or the top of the bed, the fact is that you woke up this morning. And what better way to start your day than with us on the breakfast hour. Good morning, Mikey G. Good morning, listeners, viewers all over the world. Welcome to the breakfast hour. It is a good day to be alive.
I want to say up, 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 up. That's how we're doing it this morning, I want to say good morning, and of course, I add my quota of welcome also to this morning's experience. Yesterday we had a great time, ladies. It was such an awesome time. Of course, it is Ash Wednesday yesterday. It was Ash Wednesday yesterday. And many persons across the globe celebrates this period of time, which is called starting the first day of Lent. And of course, what Lent is, I'll probably explain a little bit more about that later on, and tell you a little bit how that works for today's society. Of course, this particular thing has a very large scope of understanding, and when you look at what's the original and originated from it, we will get into some of those intricate aspects of it. But today we just want to talk about what is being celebrated as, and of course, how we see it in today's world, and what we are going to be talking about today. All right. As you said, birthdays are awesome things, man. Man, I love birthdays. You know what is happening, though, ladies, when you talk about birthdays is this. I like when person says, so what we have done so far is with ourselves is we have divided the young people from the old people very adequately. Is that the proper word? Very scientifically. Is that the right word? Very appropriately. Is that the right word? I don't know. Which word is the right word? Very strategically. Is it the right word? And so we have done a very good number on everyone. And so we have separated old people from young people, and of course brought aging to what you call an obsolete stage, where when you get older you become obsolete, and when you are young you are of course in prime, and everything is ready and working 100% to go. the concept of youth is wasted on the young. It's a big concept, but it's not seen as a worthy concept these days. It seems to be taking a different toll. And so what we have done so far is we have made a lot of adjustments to our lives to not keeping the old people around once they get too old. And so you take away that from you. Well, what happened to the older societies and why they survived a lot of holocaust of their own demise or devices is because what they did was to take counsel from the generation before them of how things happen and what could go wrong if you didn't listen to this conversation. But then what we did was we have brilliant minds, and so we went ahead and we made the atomic bomb, and then we just set it off, even though we know 20 years after or not 100 years after you'll be having cancer and all the rest of things. But because we are so brilliant, we know we can fix it in the past, in the future. So we just blow it up and just kill ourselves and then come back from the dead, So, we would listen. We would not listen. And so we don't pride the legacy of wealth, of wisdom from the aged group of persons. And so the Bible says, wisdom is a product of living long.
Is that so? Well, wisdom is a product of living long.
Repeat it. It's supposed to be repeated. Michael G said it. I said
wisdom
is a product
of
living long.
Right.
Wisdom don't come. All right. So let's get it right then. Somebody say I mixed up the thing. That's not true. Somebody says, Michael G, that's not true. That there is no truth to what you said.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't mean that you have lived long, you're wise.
No. But then the fact is, if you don't live long, then wisdom don't come.
Or you could have asked for the gift of wisdom like Solomon did.
But had to live.
And get it at a young age.
But you see, the thing is, he had to live long enough to be wise enough to ask for something as important as that. You see, so the wisdom, so you must not view living long mean you have to be 100.
All right.
So, beginning of wisdom is the fear of God.
Yes.
The beginning of it, is the fear in God, right? And of course, the experiences that we have in life, it teaches you wisdom.
Wisdom, yes.
So if you don't have any experience, then you are wisdomless.
Yes.
That is not me making it up. That's a fact.
Yes.
Therefore, if you live longer, more likely you will be wiser. Not necessarily true based on what you just said. But I guarantee it's a product of where we are right now.
I think I'm wiser now than I was when I was, younger, if I should say so. I mean, I feel much more wisdom as I have the experiences I have from day to day. Yeah?
So you're saying you're wiser now than before?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Well, all right. Now that you know, this is good to know. So what we're going to say is this. That while we get older, while we grow, let me fix it for the young people who have this. When we talk about young people, we identify the idea of separation. So let's put it this way. Let's call the young people youth.
Yes.
And so you're going to have children, youth, and adults. So let's do it for the adults, for the youths now. So we see adults as the position of what you are.
Correct.
It's not just old people, adults. And so you are not just young people, you are youth, which means you are not adults yet.
Right.
And so if you're not adults yet, and you're youth, then work it out. You're not there yet, all right? So don't get so off your game and then get right into it. And I will say this to you: I was once a youth.
Really? I thought you born big.
Some people think Michael G. born big. I know it was such a simple thing, right? But these are simple things.
And did you make
I wish I could share a video this morning. I probably should share that video this morning. I should probably share this video. That I wish that these simple things were still simple.
Did you, I'll ask you the question, so did you make some foolish mistakes as a young person?
Oh my God. Was I an idiot? Was I stupid? Did I make some real mad and foolish decisions and choices? Oh my God. If I could go back in my life and in my time to see these things and say, what an idiot, how stupid could you be? Mikey G, what came across your mind to make you do and choose such a dumb thing to do? Let me tell you something. I cannot sit here and be proud of all the choices that I've made in my youthful days. You know, and it is really something to think about when you think about it. And some of those things, you don't come back from them. You don't. You're lucky to be alive after some of the stupidness that you may get yourself into at some point. And so when we see people getting into all sorts of crime and violence, and you see the society, and you say to somebody, my friend, I don't think the road you're going down is a good road, you know. Sometimes you feel listen. Sorry, did I go in my Jamaican vernacular?
Yes,
sometimes you should listen, because somebody may know something more than they are letting on. They might know exactly what that is going to lead to. So stop yourself. You may get some wisdom from it. It's just something I just think. So yeah.
And on that note, of course, as we start the breakfast hour this morning, we start with the devotional from Susan Long, and of course, always sharing those pearls of wisdom help us to have a good start to our day, a good foundation. If you're on a midterm break and you don't have to be on the roads early, that's great for you. You can just kick back, hang with us, and let us have a good time this morning on the breakfast hour.
Of course, when we come back, right?
Good morning. This is day 6. Those members of the body which seem to be weaker are necessary. 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 22. Keep the organ playing, written by Dennis DeHaan. Many years ago, an accomplished organist was giving a concert. In those days, someone had to pump large bellows backstage to provide air for the pipes. After each song, the audience applauded heartily. Before his final number, the organist stood and said, "I shall now play." And he announced the title. He sat down and adjusted his music. With feet poised over the pedals and hands over the keys, he began with a mighty chord. But the organ remained silent. Just then, a voice was heard from backstage. Say, "We." In the Lord's work, there is plenty of room for personal achievement. Our abilities are God-given, and the Holy Spirit helps us to excel in what we do best. But a self-sufficient spirit that overlooks the contributions of others can ruin it all. No Christians have ever climbed the ladder of success alone. With them were mothers, fathers, friends, a husband, a wife, or children who prayed, sacrificed, and did what they could to help. Aware of our deep indebtedness to others, we should be grateful for their vital role in the Lord's work in and through us. A note of sincere thanks, a word of honest recognition, or a thoughtful deed of love will help to keep the organ playing. True Christians working for the Lord should keep this goal in mind. Give praise for what the other does to your success. Be blind. Our quote this morning reads, "It's amazing what can be accomplished when you don't care who gets the credit." End quote.
Of course, it's always good to give credit where credit is due.
It's amazing.
And of course, it's such a reminder to us every day. Sometimes we think that we got this, right? I do not need anyone. I am fine.
I can do it by myself.
I can do it by myself, but I know that Flashpoint itself is built on team, and not only the members of the team here, but you, our listeners and viewers. We have welcomed your
input,
your input, your questions, your queries, and we have made adjustments. And certainly, we thank you, and we thank all the members of the team here. We're pulling together, and so we expect big and better things in 2025, starting with our meet and greet. Well, continuing with our meet and greet.
Okay, so on Saturday night, let me go into that for a minute, just to give a little emptying of what's coming up. Of course, Saturday night, we will be, of course, sharing and, of course, having a wonderful evening of bonding together. That's the word.
Yeah.
That's what I want to use the word bonding, right? And so those who are in the Caribbean can meet some people in the United States of America, and of course persons in Canada and in the UK can be, acquainted with those who are in the Caribbean and around other parts of the world. Of course, people are in Cayman, as we are Caribbean as well, and we want to separate Cayman a little bit, because not that we are not in the Caribbean, but because this is the hub from which all of this stems from. So we want to say Cayman and the rest of the world, because this is where it actually originates. So,
and guess what, Mikey G?
Yes.
What we will be certainly unveiling is what are the benefits of being online. What do you have access to as member of our VIPs? All this and more we'll be sharing on our meet and greet. What are the benefits? If you have an event, guys, you're number one, our priority. And of course, as we move forward to, if you get persons to sign on, certainly you also will get the benefit of recruiting individuals to market with us. So of course, there's a lot that's going to be happening on the meet and greet. So let me just share this one with you right now.
Beneficial factors.
Tonight at 7 p.m. for an unforgettable meet and greet with Flashpoint Media. Whether you're joining us in person at 269 West Bay Road or tuning in on Zoom, this is your chance to connect, network, and engage with like-minded individuals. Plus, we're unveiling exclusive perks for our Flashpoint VIPs that you won't want to miss. Get ready for an evening filled with inspiration, collaboration, and exciting opportunities. Don't miss out. Mark your calendar and be part of something special.
All right, there we have it, guys. Mark your calendar this morning. Meeting and greeting with Flashpoint. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I like that.
Let's meet and greet. Yes, of course. Another beautiful morning. I do have tickets. The concert is this Saturday night as well, and it's going to be at the Triple C Auditorium. And so if you can tell me how many times the Cayman Islands have entered into the teen talent, how many times have we entered, then you can of course redeem and collect this ticket. Only have one ticket left. I had one winner prior, and of course one ticket remains. The event is going to be at the Triple C Auditorium with special guest artist Golda McFarlane.
It is this Saturday night, you're saying?
Yes. So if you have the answer to that question, yes, you can go after you come to the meet and greet. You can head on down, as we will too, head on down to the Triple C Auditorium and enjoy this event.
All right.
So yeah, no, not four. For the ticket to receive this ticket, you need to answer the question: how many times have the Cayman Island entered in this teen talent competition? And then you can collect this ticket from me.
All right. So let me share with you the actual events highlights. All right. What's going to be happening?
What's up,
What a God, what a God, what a God.
A lot happening, my Hughy, a lot happening.
Mm-hmm. You know, when you go to a concert like that, you can't stay still, right?
We might try.
Energy up, right? You have to have some. Listen, if you go there and you're hungry, you know, you can't really do it. You can't. Guys, you have to go there with energy. At least for those who have not exercised all this year starting already, and last year didn't do nothing. I keep switching into my Jamaican so much, my language, right? But if you never did anything in the avenue of exercising, this concert, if you plan to enjoy it and plan to dance a little bit and move a little bit, you're going to come back in the morning as if you run a marathon. Trust me, it's going to be one of those concerts where you get some movement, exciting. You're going to move and I really love to run around the thing. I don't know if anybody know Mikey G when I'm inside
no, we don't know.
I can't stay still.
Can't stay still.
No. I'm making the most nice. I'm making the most nice. I love it.
I know.
Yeah.
There's a lot happening here in the Cayman Islands, of course. We have to share what's happening not just locally, but on the international and the global scene. Of course, we were so blessed and privileged and honored yesterday to be streaming live from the Manna Foundation groundbreaking right here in the Grand Cape. And of course, there's so much more to come. But let me share with you what's happening on the global scene on this 6th day of March. Of course, it's National Slam the Scam Day. Did you get that?
National Slamming the Scam.
Did you get that one?
What's a scam though? Let's hear what the scam is.
Okay. It's the Thursday of Consumer Protection Week, right? National Slam the Scam Day falls on the Thursday during Consumer Protection Week. The day is an initiative to raise public awareness by helping the public to combat social security related scams. Scammers are counting on you being uninformed of their deceptive tactics. The goal of this National Day is to get you informed on scammer tactics so you don't fall prey to their schemes. Of course, we have on many occasions we have experienced
Yes.
scammers.
Somebody trying to take something from you.
Identity theft,
Yes.
among other things, and we would have had a presentation, and perhaps we should share a snippet of that presentation that we did on cybersecurity, because certainly it's something that affects us so much that it can affect your emotion and your physical and your financial health.
It has to a lot of persons.
Yeah, we shared one popular one that's now circulating here in the Cayman Islands. Listen, don't buy any luggage. Owen Roberts International Airport is
Not selling any luggage.
Any luggage.
Not selling any luggage, guys.
And that's what's happening
But
here.
it's hard. It's hard, Elise, that somebody you never bought a ticket, and this is what I'm saying. This is just one part of it. You never bought any ticket, and somebody say you win something, and just by hearing how much money you win, you think you can. It's like that deceptive, that little thief in you just came out. You want the money. You never bought a ticket and you want the money. Somebody else buy it and somehow. But the truth be told, here's a situation. I listened to something yesterday that somebody bought a ticket for somebody and they actually won the thing. On behalf of the person, somebody bought the ticket in the person's name. And they won for real. So there are legitimate things that has really happened to a lot of persons. And it is difficult. I just said something a while ago that right away I counter my own argument. I just thought about it long and hard. That is really possible that you could get your name called, that you win something because somebody may have bought a ticket for you and you didn't know. Because yesterday we had something to that effect. I think we did a little presentation where I think it was in the devotional with Susan when she said somebody bought a ticket for somebody and they won the jackpot. And of course, it was something that was you would say that were unexpected, Mm-hmm. And so, it's a difficult sell when you think about it.
It's a difficult sell, but we cannot underscore the importance of knowledge and the importance of being aware of, because certainly it's almost like a requirement to have an online presence. If there's some transactions that can only be facilitated online, there's some information that you only get online. As a matter of fact, a lot of our data, a lot of our education is actually online. So, sometimes we feel like we need to run and hide, but no, knowledge is power. And as it relates to social security, there are two things that they said we should remember. Be prepared. Real government officials will never threaten, arrest, or legal action against you unless you immediately send money. Promise to increase your benefits or resolve a problem if you pay a fee or move your money into a protected account. So no one is going to be asking those things. And so, don't go pay money. And sometimes they use this idea of persons being ill for you to, of
send
course,
money to them.
send the money. And of course, out of compassion,
Lady Lisa, it has gone a lot further than that.
Yes.
Because now, I'm just listening to a news feature last night somewhere where persons have been using, this is something else. Persons have been using people's face or your face to put in pornographic materials.
What?
In using AI generated pornographic materials using your face. So you know how that works. It's your actual you. So they could see Mikey G in one of those stores. Which, alright, fine. But anyways, and then it's not me, right? And this lady is suing or trying to sue the company for using her face. Because it's basically defaming her. It's like it's as put a real damp on her as a person, because she's a famous person, and here she is appearing as part of the experience of somebody's mental illness, in a sense, who want to see her as the person that they want to be in that thing. So she's protesting, and he said, like, there's little or nothing you can do about it.
Yes.
I said that, and that's just the side of saying somebody use your thing to make a pornographic movie. For the young lady, it's a bad thing. For the man, it might be a woo-hoo, great thing. I don't know if that's good. But anyways, and the women are saying, why is it not so? Because men are different from women, and it's a different mindset. I will just go right away and tell you that straight off. They are now being able to use the voice of your family member, call you on the telephone, sound just like you, Lady Elise, talking to your children, or your children talking to you, and they're in an accident or they're in some disastrous situation. The police has arrested them and they need bail money, and you're all the way away from them, and you have to send money to them, and you swear to the heavens that is your child, your husband, or your mother, your father you're talking to, and they're needing your help. And this has gone crazy a lot these days. So
a lot happening.
The AI generation is like the AI revolution is here. You remember the Industrial Revolution?
Yes.
But the AI revolution is here now.
And of course, on that note, Mikey G, I know the time is rushing quickly ahead with us. I have that clip up from a previous presentation on cybersecurity. We're going to just play a part of it with our listeners, maybe after the news. But I'll just hasten to say today is actually Dress Day, National Dress Day, National Oreo Cookie Day, National White Chocolate Cheesecake. Oh, anyway,
where's Corey Karen?
National.
Where is Corey Karen this morning? Where is Corey Karen this morning?
I will not share this information with her. I hope she's listening and she has decided to have selective hearing.
Yes.
National White Chocolate Cheesecake Day, National Frozen Food Day, and of course the day that I want to just hear a little bit more about is National Dress Day, March 6th. On the 6th, observe National Dress Day by reflecting on memorable events when we recall dearest memories by what we were wearing. Dresses have been worn for hundreds of years. Today, they come in a variety of shapes and design, from long, mini, fit and flare to the ball gown and A-line. There are many ways to celebrate. Throughout the years, dress designs have changed drastically. However, they still provide distinctive look and one-of-a-kind fit, adding a level of poise and confidence to any event. I like myself a good A-line dress. I
like to see the ladies dressed in those nice dresses, Yeah.
All right. So of course it's time for the news, but when we come back, I will be able to share with you just a little snippet of what we need to do to stay safe online.
All right, guys. So when we come back, of course, the news comes up next, right here on Flashpoint. I hope you're having a wonderful time so far. Of course, remember to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. 10 million views, 10 million people, 10 million around the world must get the message at the same time. Guys, push us across that line. Of course, give us that thumbs up and a like every single time when you come on Flashpoint. Keep it going. All right, news time. Up next, right here.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4, Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
It is Thursday, March 6th, and these are the news headlines on Flashpoint Radio. I'm Coralie Karen. The challenges to build a 21st century workforce. Recent sector-specific roundtable workshops organized by the University College of the Cayman Islands and facilitated by Compass Media brought together professionals from financial services, construction, tourism and hospitality, IT and sustainability sectors. The discussions followed a 2023 labor market assessment report, which found that local job seekers' skills and interests often do not align with future opportunities in the Cayman economy. Industry leaders noted difficulties in hiring qualified staff and highlighted that without stronger efforts to prepare the local workforce, Cayman will remain reliant on imported labor. The report also underscored that work permit fees and immigration-related payments contribute significantly to government revenue. Underwater life in the Cayman Islands streamed live around the world. Students and marine enthusiasts globally can now experience the underwater world of the Cayman Islands through the return of Reefs Go Live, an educational initiative by the Central Caribbean Maritime Institute. Using cutting-edge underwater video and audio technology, the program will live stream from coral reefs around Little Cayman, allowing viewers to ask divers questions and participate in polls in real time. Despite global concerns over rising ocean temperatures, Little Cayman's reefs have shown resilience, with key reef-building coral species surviving extreme conditions. The program aims to emphasize coral reef conservation and the crucial research undertaken by CCMI. First leg of East-West Arterial Extension opens for Agriculture Show. Motorists had access to the newly extended East-West Arterial Road from Hurst Road to Aricola Drive during Wednesday's Cayman Islands Agriculture Show. This marked the initial step in a broader road expansion project to ease congestion in the eastern districts. The National Roads Authority advised that while the new route offers an alternative to Shamrock Road, drivers should exercise caution as the bypass remains under construction with a temporary surface. Officials are yet to confirm whether the road will remain open permanently following the show. Caymanian footballer signs with German team. National footballer Trey Ebanks has signed with OSC Bremerhaven, a German semi-professional team in the Bremen Liga. This move represents another step toward his dream of playing at a higher level. Ebanks expressed gratitude for his warm reception by the club, which has aided his performance in training. This marks the third professional team Ebanks has played for, and he is contracted until the season concludes on May 31. Post-season, he aims to earn a spot on the national team for the upcoming World Cup qualifiers in June, joining his brother Jonah and teammate Elijah Seymour. In regional news, women have the power to end crime cycle, PM Holness. Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness has urged women to take a stance for peace, calling on them to demand better from the men in their lives. Speaking ahead of International Women's Day, Holness emphasized that while most young men in Jamaica are law-abiding, a small fraction, around 5%, drive crime. He encouraged women, including mothers, grandmothers, and partners, to influence these men positively and help steer them toward better choices. International Women's Day will be observed on March 8. Grenada mourns passing of former cabinet member. The government and people of Grenada have extended condolences to the family of Lyndon John Ramhani, a former cabinet minister who passed away. Ramhani, a dedicated public servant and businessman, played a vital role in Grenada's development during the People's Revolutionary Government era. He was known for his contribution to education, particularly scholarship initiatives, vocational training, and adult literacy programs. Grenadians remember his leadership, vision, and commitment to public service. And in international news, Pope Francis increases therapy amid health challenges. Pope Francis continues his recovery at Agostino Gemelli Hospital in Rome, where he is receiving physical therapy while remaining in stable condition. The 88-year-old pontiff, who has chronic lung disease, suffered respiratory crisis earlier this week, but participated in an Ash Wednesday service while in hospital. Despite his hospitalization, the Pope remained active, making a call to a parish priest in Gaza as part of his ongoing outreach efforts. Vatican officials report cautious optimism regarding his health, but stress that his condition remains complex. Those were your news headlines on Flashpoint Radio. Please continue to stay tuned for more updates throughout the day.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
Welcome back. A lot happening in the news, and I know when I heard the number one item and recognizing the input or the government income from permits, that's another.
We recognize the number one item of all the news this morning. The number one item on the news is immigration piece.
I think it's a save. Well, you know.
Go ahead.
It's a service.
Shoot it, ladies. Just shoot the shot. Anywhere it connects, let it hit it. Boom.
I'm not connecting any shots this morning. I'm just saying, it's something to see, to see how come all countries make money, and that's just one of the things. That's just a fact of life, Mikey G.
So this is a real thing. This is a real thing. If you're going to do business, and each country does, and you're going to do business, what is it that you can trade with?
Yeah.
What is your market? What is it that you can come in the market with that have a value? And here is a product that has value.
Of course.
You are selling work permits to those persons.
But of course, it's like with this collaboration or this study that they're trying to do. What I gather from it, and it's a collaboration with UCCI and Compass Media, is to now measure what are the required jobs in the Cayman Islands, so that the students can therefore study so that they can fill these gaps and meet the needs. It doesn't make sense you're studying French when you only speak English.
Here is
you're
something.
not going to use English.
I'm happy you went to that direction, because the jobs that are the least skilled and the least exalted jobs on the scale are the construction jobs.
Well, yes.
Those jobs, nobody wants them, right? Because guess what? You see, those jobs don't carry the prestige as being all the other things. And so nobody wants those jobs. I think you're going to have work permits for a long time for those jobs. And nobody really wants them.
Well, the thing is that there's going to be always a benefit, because one way or the other, either you're paying the fees to be present. So it's still going to be beneficial any way you take it, and that's my take on the subject.
I'm wondering again. Here's where I'm going to wonder. I'm wondering when they say that they're going to, because this is how the thing has worked, It's AI time now, so everything is going to be in AI, which is true. You may not need anybody in construction because you may have some robots who can do the job, but they're not here yet. So are we thinking then that you may want to train your young people or your youth or your people or the people of the Cayman Islands in these skills? Because you do not sit in an office without a building.
Yeah. And that's
you don't have a hospital without a building. You don't have a government institution of executive members sitting in the House of Representatives without a building.
Yes.
You don't. And so this particular, I'm just highlighting this one sector that is somewhat sometimes set aside and seem likely that you may need more engineers for it. But you can have so many engineers drawing a building.
Well, you need the builders.
You need the people to build it.
We need the builders.
You need the people to build it, right? So are you seeing the connection between training the people, seeing this job as a very important job,
the value it brings,
and the value that it brings, even though it is a menially, it is classified menial on the scale of the hierarchy of jobs that you might have. And of course, you do not want some of these people around after you have. Listen, it's a bad place to see it. It's bad to see that. But I'm saying, train the people. I'm somebody who is in vocational education. I've been in it for many years of my life, right? And I know what vocational education is. Yes. And so I have gone through the rudiments of bringing out so many persons out of that into a new frame of mind of how to understand this thing. Understanding what vocational education is will definitely change some of the mindsets and how we operate in this new environment of thinking about the going forward.
Yes.
If you dismiss it from your thoughts, I can guarantee you are destined for failure, as certain as death is the end of life. or the beginning of God seeing it. Alright? I'm sure of it. So I'm just putting on the table that just look at my mouth, read my lips. Mikey G said it. No apologies. That's it. It's true. Can't go back on that. I know.
You can't go back on that.
Every country that adopts it has been successful up until now.
As we, Mikey G, we won't be able to touch on every single item of news because as I see, it's time rushing so quickly, and we promised 2 things that we must deliver. One, that we're going to share a few tips on being safe online, as considered it's what Slam the Scam Day, and also to share the history of Ash Wednesday.
I think that's no lie. The last thing I want to say. Women in crime. Young ladies like bad man. I'm sorry. I had to say this morning. The young women, they love bad men. They love bad man. And it's a real thing. And so when you're talking and you're trying to say to the young ladies, they want the men who are basically the criminals. They're attracted to criminals. It's a new sense of. In fact, it's an elevated position to be involved with a murderer or somebody who is a very bad person. Very elevated. And when you see these things happening, you start to wonder. This is a bigger topic than what we are looking at it, Lady Elise. Because I saw young men who came from the schools, and when they looked, they saw the teachers who taught them couldn't afford a simple thing as a car back in the earlier days. And they were somewhat less than the standard that an executive, a worker who's a teacher should be affording. Left school, came back, and in 3 years was more successful selling some form of substance that you probably shouldn't be having. Right? And they pride themselves to say, I am doing this and I'm proud. Now, you have to see incentivizing these areas of persons working and succeeding must be visible seen that you want it to be attractive to persons. And today's days, when the young people see scamming as the biggest part of their go-to, that's been a very dangerous thing to see. They don't want to work anymore. And the young ladies love the fancy cars. And so men, as I'm going to talk about it, this is how it works. The stronger men will get the women. The weaker ones will not. And the women like men who are strong. So, if that's where the criminals are being highlighted, that's where it is. And then on top of that, the mothers that protect their sons when they hide them and hide what they do, and the wives who don't want to talk about, it's a lot of things. So, it goes with a lot of things, lady. It's a big cross section. It's not simple. Not simple. All right, let's move into the feature for this morning. I think I needed to say.
Beginning of Lent, a 40-day period of reflection and fasting leading up to Easter. Its origins trace back to the early Christian church, where ashes made from burnt palm leaves symbolize repentance and mortality. On this day, believers receive a cross of ashes on their foreheads, a reminder of our human frailty. The practice encourages self-examination and a commitment to spiritual growth. Interestingly, the date varies each year based on a lunar calendar, but the message remains the same, a call to humility and renewal. It's a powerful tradition that connects millions in a shared journey of faith.
There you have it.
To this special presentation brought to you by Flashpoint.
Now,
these outside or giving public access. They don't know who is around. They don't know who is following them. Right? So we have to make sure that we learn to protect your physical and your digital personal information. Now, in these, we're going to look at protecting the devices that you use. And we're also going to look at the measures you can take personally. So, hearing about some of the hacks that have been happening, right? First thing I'm going to jump at is speaking about messages and emails, whether it is that you're receiving a message from WhatsApp or you're receiving a text message, an SMS message, or you're receiving an email. Now, oftentimes when persons want to steal your digital information, your personal digital information, they will send you links or photos by which it is that you have to actually open these particular links. You click on these links, right? And even some of these messages that you receive, the act of clicking on these messages leaves you open to being hacked. Okay? So you have to understand that it's not everything that you receive you should open, and not every receive that you should actually click on. So you're going to avoid any form or suspicious links and emails that you may receive. Don't even bother to open them. Just delete them immediately. If it is that you suspect a link or an email is coming from your financial institution, my suggestion to you is that you contact your financial institution to say whether or not they are sending out messages or emails about any particular topic, so that you can avoid mistaking any email or message for something being legitimate. Now, one trick that I do know that hackers use is that the names of the emails or the addresses from which the emails are coming from and the messages closely resembles those of the senders, such as your financial institution, your doctors, your medical facilities, your organizations, and so forth, right? So you need to be able to look at those emails very, very closely. Find out what is the official address of these institutions that you're doing business with. It is simple as sending somebody an email. So for instance, you're sending, I'm from Jamaica, so NCB Jamaica or JNCB normally will send out an email. So it will be jncb.com. So simply by placing a 1 after the B, jncb1.com, any hacker can send you an email just like that with a link for you to update, your information. And usually clicking on the link would think that it's a legitimate email coming from the financial institution, right? But paying close attention to the address, there are always one simple difference in your email address, your domain names, is either they're going to be using a full stop, they're going to be using any form of special characters, your full stops, your hyphens, your dashes, your asterisks, numbers, stuff like those, an extra letter or a missing letter, right? So you have to look out for those when it is that you're receiving emails to ensure that it is the correct address that you're receiving those emails from.
All right, so that's just a little bit of some information that we have shared right here on the breakfast hour, and that's just a tip. What are the things that you must protect? Your personal identifiable information, those things, your name, your address, and other pertinent information that you should not just share to everyone. Very interesting discussion there on this. Today is Slam the Scam Day, and so we hope that you'll protect yourself by staying informed, and we wanted to just share that one with you.
All right, so I would say thanks to everyone that has joined us this morning.
Thank you so much. It has been a wonderful time that we have shared here. So much that we have learned. What's happening in the news, of course. Mikey G, we spoke about those two items. Women in crime.
Now listen. That's a big topic, Yeah, I will say this to you.
This is International Women's Day is coming up.
I know.
Big and serious.
It is a very serious thing. But what we know, because we grew up, like I said, people would say that you think we're born big, right? You're not born big. And this is not something that is new. It's not just people doing it. But if you listen to the music that is being played right now, the kind of songs that are being produced, and what is encouraging, you can understand that the mindset of the young people now, or the youngsters now, are basically engulfed in this mindset because they are being told how to behave. But this was not something that they are now doing, and they are the first set of persons who are doing it. Because I was younger at the same time, and these things were also happening at that time too. Maybe it wasn't in this larger scale, to this degree, because it has now become an epidemic, right? It's like COVID. It's like a pandemic, right? It's not an epidemic, it has become a pandemic. And now we find this to be a very, very serious thing when the songs that the young ladies listen to is the one that defame them the most. And they like it. They love it. If it says anything derogatory. And then it is bad to hear a young lady playing a certain kind of song, and then you say something and refer to her a certain way, and then she gets upset about it. It's hard to see it because you don't connect the dots. You don't want this kind of name to be attached to you, but you want to dress the part and you want to act the part, but you don't want to be called the name. Alright, so for our young ladies who have actually recognized that they are not going down that path, I want to say to you, kudos to you. And I would say that you have been strong enough to set a clear example that it is possible, that all don't have to go down that slippery slope. And it's possible. I always like to end the program with saying how important the church is. Oh, my Redeemer lives. It is for one to understand the power that conversion has. The worst part about conversion is that somebody is in the faith and claim to be Christian minded and is the most evil person you can find anywhere on the planet.
Wow.
And so they have gone to this system of saying, I am a part of a Christian, I believe in God, but you are the wickedest and the most evil and terrible individual that ever lived. You are wicked to the core. You are mindlessly evil.
Wow.
That's the most dangerous person you can find. Dangerous person you can find. Because there are persons who have been out there and they've been exposed to so much bad things. Here's a young lady who came in. She was involved in quite a few things and she did a lot of different things. And then now she has given her life over to God. But that wicked individual in you cannot allow that person to be secured within the faith. And it's a bad thing to say. It's hard. You go out there and you evangelize. And when you evangelize, you hope to win souls for Christ. And the winning souls for Christ are not good people for Christ. For Christ's sake, you're looking for people who are not good people to come into this faith. If that's not the case, stop doing it, man. Stop going out and calling people to come to disgrace them and disrespect them, man. Don't do that. Leave them in their mess. They're fine and happy drinking the rum with their friends and sharing the liquor. You carry them inside and then you start to mistreat them. I would say to you, I love what the church does as an institution. But there are some terrible individuals within the church that are not fit to be holding that, Because there must be a place that when somebody come in, you nurture them into the right.
Yeah.
Bring them in. Treat them good. Behave right with them. You know that they are not 100% where they ought to be. But right away you start to want them to jump hoops. Come on, man. Give them some time to figure this thing out. They are newborns and need time to grow. So, that's my little power for that. The church is always the best place to be. I will never tell anyone otherwise. But I will say to our church folks who have been in there for 40 years, check some things that are not so right when new converts come in. Please, be the nurturers that they want to have. Teach them right by living the right way. In fact, we don't talk much about dress codes anymore. So when people come into our institutions, they see you dressing anyhow and believe it's normal. If you're dressing just like the persons out in the world, the same way in the faith, then what's the difference of coming into the faith? If you're behaving the same way, what's the difference? There's no difference.
Oh, wow.
And that's not, dressing is not the only thing, but I just start with dress because it's the only physical thing you can see, how we look. The next thing
certainly so many things for us to think about as we minister, as we are Christians, you know. So many things. And remember, as we have mentioned before, we are the individuals in the church. So each one by our action is sharing, whether negative or positive. Let's be deliberate in not harming individuals as they come into the church.
Because we have named it in the church, we now call the building the church. We now think it's a building with us. Because we have fooled ourselves many times. We have psychologically tricked our minds. So when somebody says in the church, you believe it's in the building. So I'm not going to church today, not knowing that you are the church. Alright, so that's it. I think, alright, let's put a disclaimer. I am not there yet. I have my own flaws and I'm trying to work through them. I'm not pointing a finger at anyone that I'm not pointing at myself. And I'm definitely holding myself more accountable than anybody else. So, since I'm the chief fault finder, I need to be chief at doing everything else. Why not? Try to figure it out better for me, so I can figure it out better how to treat you. And that's where I want to lay that little plank in my eye. Boom.
And as we get out of studio today, I will share this one final flyer with you as ASI present their walk run. It's going to be this March 9, Sunday at 6 a.m. And of course, come prepared. You know, whatever you can do, if you can just move slowly, it's not a race. It's an opportunity for you to take care of your health. And so we invite you to join us at the conference office. Of course, the team here at Flashpoint will be there. We will be there, of course. And we start at 6 a.m. Conference office, Walkers Road. We kick off at 6 a.m. Let's come walk for health, starting at the Adventist Conference Center on Walkers Road.
Having said that, this morning we want to say thank you for joining us for the breakfast hour. We have a wonderful time this morning. It has been an excellent and amazing day. It is second to none. And I would want to let you know that today is indeed one of the most exciting one.
this Saturday night at 7 p.m. for an unforgettable meet and greet with Flashpoint Media. Whether you're joining us in person at 269 West Bay Road or tuning in on Zoom, this is your chance to connect, network, and engage with like-minded individuals. Plus, we're unveiling exclusive perks for our Flashpoint VIPs that you won't want to miss. Get ready for an evening filled with inspiration, collaboration, and exciting opportunities. Don't miss out. Mark your calendar and be part of something special.
All right. All right, so if for those VIP members, Canada, Caribbean, Grand Cayman,
US.
Guys, Saturday night is our meet and greet. Let's have some fun, no? Yeah, of course, we will send the Zoom link for you later on, so you can join the meet when the time comes, and we can just have a wonderful time for this this Saturday night coming. It will be a great evening for VIPs right here in the Grand Cayman Islands. All right, so I'm gonna say right now, ladies, I'm gonna say, like, share, subscribe to this channel. Give us a like today, and of course, definitely subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can always be notified as Flashpoint come on. Boom, you get it. All right, that's what we are thinking about. All right, ladies, take us out and have yourself a beautiful day, guys. Nowhere better than God's church. There's never a place. Though this church is limping and feeble, it is the place to be. There is no other place to go. And so, don't keep the church limping and feeble. Let's make it better, because we recognize the limping and the feebleness. Let's fix those and allow ourselves to be better persons, not limping too much, because God calls us to be perfect people. Not if we can be, but we must be. It's a true statement. We must be. That's what the Bible says, that we must achieve perfection. It has to happen. Go ahead. It's your time.
Have yourself a beautiful day. Remember to join us, same time, same place, right here on the breakfast hour. Remember to be kind to someone today. Show some love and some care, and have yourself a beautiful day.
Like, share, subscribe, guys. Remember, our radio play all day today, www.flashpointmedia.ky. Some people are waiting for some lovely music. I understand. We have some listeners who love the song.
I'm Audley Scott, and you're listening to Flashpoint Radio, Rise and Shine, your morning boost of inspiration, news, and fun, with Mikey G, Lady Elise, and Coralie Karen, the unmistakable combination, synergized to navigate.
It's like we're running in circles, going around every day, getting stuck in the hurdles of yesterday. Don't you wanna go further, away from the fray? Let's not get stuck in our worries, we'll make our own way. Won't you come outside where the sunflowers bloom? Breathe in the air, look up to the moon. I'll meet you outside, away from the crowd, just you and me together. DNA. Feels like a heavy burden, but I can't relate. Do our actions even matter? Or is this our fate? At least now I'm feeling better. I know I'm here to stay. Won't you come outside where the sunflowers bloom? Breathe in the air. Look up to the moon. I'll meet you outside, away from the crowd. Just you and me together. It will all seem better outside. Just us in the sky. I will go wherever. I'll be yours
Corinthians 2:9 and 10.
No eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind has conceived what God has prepared for those who love Him. But God has revealed it to us by His Spirit.
You're locked into the station that helps you tap into those incredible things that